So hi and welcome back. And this week I thought I'd take a bit of a step away from the higher level business kind of guidance that I've done on previous vlogs and actually focus on some of the habits that I use to help me get through the day. I don't know if you're like me and you get to the end of the day wondering, regretting the number of things you didn't do. And kind of looking at how you're going to plan out your day. I've spent a huge amount of time looking at this over any number of years, including how I take notes. You may have seen a vlog on this at another point in time, managing my diary in a better way, using task lists and all sorts of other kind of things and reviews, and any number of different books which I'll include some of in the notes here. But I thought I'd just share a few of the things that I do to make sure I kind of focus on ensuring I get the best out of a day. The first, and this is really important, is be really rigorous with your diary management. Make sure that you are only accepting appointments that you can contribute to, and also kind of don't necessarily accept an appointment just because it's come from someone like your boss or someone else. There are kind of two golden rules that I stick to with appointments. The first is I must have an agenda. I must understand what we're designing and doing at those meetings. And the second is I must understand what I'm turning up to the meeting for. Without either of those two things, I usually decline very politely and say that I need to focus on kind of other things in the day. And this is where you get into the second point I wanted to make, which is that make sure you block out time in the diary to achieve the things that you've got that are set against you from an objective perspective, whether that's cold calling customers, whether it's writing proposals, whatever it is. Those things don't get done if your diary is not set up in a way to allow you to do that. You'll end up doing them out of hours, and I don't think that really helps anyone at any point in time. And I guess in order to kind of come out of this, you then need to kind of look at how you actually understand what you're going to do every day. So the way I approach this is I create a task list each day. So I get up in the morning and I basically run through that task list that I want to do, and that can be based on meetings from the previous day, the set of tasks that I create, or any number of other kind of things that have gone on the previous day. So I usually write down, I don't make it any more than 6 things, and then I rank and order them. Okay. And that then gives me the preference and what I need to do. And then what I do is go and block out the time in your diary to allow you to do those things. A lot of people kind of talk about doing this in the morning, and if you've kind of read Robin Sharma's 5am club at all, obviously there's an hour there where you set what you want to do for a day, you do some exercise and you review things yourself. I'm a very strong believer that actually you need to do this at the time it's appropriate for you. If you're a night owl, perhaps setting your objectives for the following day before you go to bed in the evening might be a more useful tool for you as a person. So don't take it that creating a daily task list means that's something you do first thing in the morning. You do it when it's appropriate for you to do it, but then you use that list to drive the other activities that you're doing. This is a bit of an curveball, but one of the things I have a very passionate belief about is make sure you talk to people individually, whether that's over Teams, whether that's on the phone, whether that's meeting them personally, which always gives you the 2 + 2 = 5. But make sure you find time to openly converse and talk to people outside of outside of necessarily the context of the task that you've set yourself. You will always learn a lot through that. You'll learn what's going on around the organisation, and you will also gain benefit from being able to put 2 and 2 together and turn that into something that might help you with the objectives that you kind of do. And that kind of leads me on to the next one, really, which, you quite often get to a point in the day, maybe kind of just after lunch, maybe kind of mid-afternoon, where your head's got a little bit scrambled. And on that, I'd use one of the other tools, and you may have seen a vlog on this that I've recorded before, but get out for a walk. Get yourself out there, whether you're talking to someone on the phone or just using that time to clear your head, listening to a podcast, doing any of those other things. Have some time for yourself. Focus on your walk, get out there and clear your head, and it will be really valuable. And actually, I personally believe you get more done when you come back after that than you would do if you'd have stayed sitting at your desk. And lastly on this, and this is really, really critical, because at the start I talked about the fact that a lot of people get through the day regretting what they hadn't done, but that doesn't mean that you've done nothing during the day. So one of the last things I always talk about is the fact that at the end of the day, write a list of the things that you did do, because I'm sure when you do it, you will have achieved a lot. And when you read through it, you'll actually realise you did a lot rather than not. Now, if that wasn't the things that you set out to do as part of your tasks and objectives, or as part of what was in your calendar, then spend some time making sure you understand how you can improve that over the following days. But that, just because you feel like you didn't achieve what you set out to do in a day, does not mean that you achieved nothing. Cool. So those are my kind of tips. As with all things, I'm really interested to hear from other people who maybe find different ways of doing this. They create digital task lists. They allocate things to specific ways of doing stuff, and whatever else that might be. So please share away. Click subscribe if you want to hear more from me, and be really interested to hear what everyone thinks. Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you again soon.